Good morning, Falcons. I'd like to first start off by saying thank you. It's been a great year, and it's been an honor being your president, but I couldn't do it without myself and my amazing cabinet. I'd like to give a special thanks to my Vice President, Belle Fritz. Now, we have a very important decision today. We have these three young men running for my position as SGA president. SGA does a number of things that impact the school and the community. So this is a very important decision that we have to make today. I'm going to introduce all three people. They're going to give their speeches, and then we're going to start the questioning. And remember, voting starts at 10:15 and will close at 2:30 today. You will know your next president by the end of the day. So without further ado, let's begin. Our first candidate, Jackson Helton. Go ahead and give your speech.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jackson Helton, and my cabinet members and I are running for student government office. I'm by far the most qualified candidate because I've served the SGA as governor of my class of 2026 for 2 years consecutively, and I've spent my junior year serving as secretary. This time in the SGA has very well equipped me to take this position. And I spent lots of time making plans for things I'd like to get done this year. But first, I'd like to talk about some of the people I would like to help me accomplish these goals. The first person I'd like to talk about is my vice president, Avery Young. She's shown her dedication to the school, whether it's through the yearbook club, key club, or as governor of her class in the SGA. The next person I'd like to say is my secretary, Creed Wagner. He's sitting in the back. He's shown his dedication by serving the broadcast club and the band, to name a couple. And last but not least, Eli Barner, who similarly has proved his involvement through time spent with the Criminal Justice Club, Key Club, and the tennis team. I believe this group of people truly has what it takes to make the school year better. And I take a lot of pride in my supporting cabinet. And I know they'll take a lot of pride in supporting the school. I take this very seriously because I truly want this school to be the best it can be. From the people to the building itself, I will do everything in my power to accomplish that. I want volunteer to not just be a high school. I want it to be a community and one that people can look up to and be inspired by. But that's easier said than done. So here's how I want to accomplish that. I want to implement the Adopt a Freshman system, which is a mentoring program that will give incoming freshmen a head start to connections in high school. Connecting to people, especially to upperclassmen, was a struggle I personally dealt with. And I think having an older figure would be highly beneficial. I have some things I want to change about pep rallies and the fall festival, mainly concerning involvement from clubs and students. Another thing I plan on doing is a lot of restoration through Volunteers for Volunteer Day. This is a thing we did before my time, and I'd love to bring that back. Because to touch back on what I said before, I want everything about the school to be better, including the building itself. So starting a precedent of improvement is a step in the right direction. One other goal I have is to phase out freshman orientation and make it a back-to-school bash. Because I believe anything that can get someone excited to come to school is worth doing. The first thing I'm going to do when I'm elected is to set up an anonymous request box in the Commons area or by the office where someone who doesn't know me or anyone affiliated with the SGA can say, hey, I don't like this or this about the school. I wish it was done this way. It gives someone who isn't a part of SGA and isn't concerned with being a part of SGA a voice, and they can tap in. Lastly, I plan on making the courtyard accessible during the school day. Hopefully, one way we can use that is Senior Friday, where the senior class gets rewarded during their lunch period, and they get to enjoy being outside during their lunch. Change is an important step in improvement, and this change starts today, and it starts with you. Yes, you, watching this video. As Lao Tzu once said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So make that first step to a brighter future today by voting for Helton Young. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jackson. Very well said. Our next candidate, Savion Fugate.
Hi to everyone watching this debate right now. My name is Savion Fugate, if you did not already know that. And anyways, today I'm going to be talking about what me and my cabinet plan on doing to help the school and help fix the school, and later on add to the school. So, what we will be trying to do is trying to get toilet paper, soap dispensers, and everything else back in the school that we need, and cleaning, cleaning up the school, and just making it a better school because a prettier school will help our school pride because what I've seen and what I've heard, there's a lot of dirty places in the school and it needs to be fixed. After the fixing is over, we will be trying to add some fun stuff to the school. Although school can't be entirely fun, we will try to make stuff here better. And we also intend to add more clubs to better reach out to the people that aren't already in a club and would like to be included in something. One thing that we thought about bringing to the table was a photography club for people who want to do photography after graduation, or just people who like taking pictures and stuff like that, to really, like, basically what the yearbook club does, but like more based towards photography. Also, vocational funding is another thing that we want to do through a lot of fundraisers and things that we can possibly do, because in our vocational building right now, I mean, I've heard that it's very funded already, but the funding doesn't seem to reach and land there very well, and a lot of teachers have to bring their own tools and a lot of stuff like that, and that problem is made because people usually like to use tools in the wrong way and break them and everything else, and that's a lot of wasted money brought into the school and needs to be like better fixed, like I'm trying to do with my campaign. Also, we're going to be trying to fund things in the main building, and that is another part of our campaign, which we do really need to elaborate on that. But anyways, we're trying to also incorporate student leadership team with the SGA so we can also get a lot more stuff done, because to get stuff done, you need people, and you need people that want to work and want to get stuff done. So if you don't have those people, you can't get them things done. So that's why I want to incorporate the student leadership team, not like entirely assimilate it into each other, but work together on stuff, because in the past years, we've had a lot of meetings and stuff, and it'll be at the same time, and we'll be doing two separate things at the same time that'll be the exact same thing, and we counteract in each other's stuff, and that can become a problem. And another thing is I've been in student leadership too for 2 years, and that's why I know these things and why I want to fix this. Also, another thing I want to incorporate into SGA is answering a lot more questions from students. Although I know a lot of people don't have questions, but I would feel like it'd be a good idea to go around and ask people what they want to be fixed in the school, and not just only things that we want, but what everybody in the student body wants for the school. Along with this, adding on to that would be like town hall type meetings, like I said, from students, instead of just like only SGA and stuff like that, to add more ideas to our campaign and more things that we could add, because that would really help out. And that's what I have to say for my campaign.
Thank you, Savion. And last but not least, I'm handing it off to Elijah Housewright.
Person with experience, a person you can depend on, a person that will voice the concerns and represent each and every one of you, a person that will put in 110% is the type of person you need serving as your student government president. My name is Elijah Housewright, and I am that type of person, and I am ready to step into that position to serve as your student government president. I was a member of student government my freshman year. I'm heavily involved in our community, from being on the football team. I'm also an active 4-H member, so a lot of community involvement. I understand the time commitment it will take for me to ensure that every single student's voice is heard by the proper administration. One of my biggest goals is to make sure that SGA is more inclusive and accessible for all students. Students' voices are the biggest voices. It is your voice, your future, and our school. We all have a responsibility to make it a better place. Commitment is what I will give to every component of the Falcon community, especially to all of you, the students, to be the best representative of our student body. It is your ideas and concerns that will help in moving forward. The ideas and concerns of students are what will help create a better atmosphere in school for everyone. I want to be the one that continues to ensure that all of the ideas and voices of the students are heard. I would gratefully ask for your vote as student body president in this election.
Thank you, Elijah. We will now begin with the questions. You're going to answer the questions in the same order you gave your speeches in. There's going to be the main question and then a sub-question. After you're done with the main question, I will go ahead and ask the sub-question. Jackson, what are some of the plans you have to positively change Volunteer High School?
Right. So some of the plans I kind of talked about in my speech. I think one of the biggest ones that I'd like to implement that I think that will mostly help the freshman class is the Adopt a Freshman. It's a mentoring program. I kind of mentioned that. So it's just connections are so important, and a voice is only heard if there's someone to listen to it. So I believe giving the underclassmen that ear will be very effective. And I think the other big thing is going to be the courtyard. We had a grant, I believe, that made the courtyard get a lot more furniture, right? So that's great. I'm very glad. I'm very grateful for that. But I think making that accessible during the school day will bring a lot more community together. So yeah, those are the two big plans that I really want to hammer in during this debate.
Thank you. The sub-question is, how do you plan to implement these changes?
Right, great question. So Adopt a Freshman, like I said before, or Little Buddy System, as John Wascavage said. Shout out John Wascavage. There's a freshman orientation where newcomers, they'll come. They get their schedule. They get a tour around the school. Next year's going to have a lot of changes to the school, like the new schedule specifically. So I think having everyone there is going to be very beneficial. And I think at that back-to-school bash, having sign-ups for the Adopt a Freshman program will kind of bring them together. And then implementing the courtyard improvement will be, I want to put up a gate in the courtyard that the fire marshal signs off on. And the way I'd like to have that is either someone professionally come in and install it, or get the funds and then put it up ourselves through the Volunteers for Volunteer Day, along with the restoration throughout the school. I think Volunteers for Volunteer Day was a single day in the past, but I'd like to have it a few times during the year because there's a lot to get done, and I think having those people to come in and do it will be very nice. So, yep.
Thank you. Savion, the same question. The main question, what are some of the plans you have to positively change Volunteer High School?
As I stated in my speech, is one of the first things I want to get fixed is getting toilet paper and soap dispensers back in the school, because as I deal with myself, as I go into the bathroom and I use the bathroom and there's no soap or nothing in there, so I have to use like hand sanitizer or something just to get my hands clean. And a lot of people go around the school without washing their hands after using the bathroom. That's kind of dirty. And toilet paper would also help adding it back too, because it's kind of a bad thing going to the bathroom. There's just no toilet paper in there. Also, just in the bathroom, I want to get the stall doors back and stuff like that, because some of the stall doors are still not even on the wall. Along with that, I want to just clean up the school in general, because I know there's a lot of places in the school where it's just dusty, kind of dirty, a little bit stuff there, and it'd be good to like pressure wash the gym lobby and stuff like that, because that would help raise school pride with actually having a clean school. Also, I do plan on implementing the clubs and stuff, and we could get that done by setting up like requests to get the club set up and everything like that, and it would also take some fundraisers and things like that. But everything I feel like that I've said here could be very much accomplished.
Thank you, Savion. Next, Elijah, the same question. What are some of the plans you have to Oh, wait. Sorry. Savion, how do you plan to implement these changes that you're talking about?
I plan on doing, like I said, like fundraisers and stuff like that. I also didn't bring up the vocational funding and stuff, so that'd be also part of the fundraisers and stuff. That would be the way I'd implement getting more tools and stuff like that, and the things like that. It would be like just getting the money to do it, and I could request to probably do it myself, get the soap dispensers put on the walls and stuff like that, and I could very much get it done if I have the funding to do so. Um, it just takes like approval and a lot of requests, a lot of, I guess, fundraising stuff like that, and it wouldn't be the hardest thing, you know.
Thank you, Savion. Next up, Elijah. What are some of the plans you have to positively change volunteer?
Like I said in the speech, student voices are important, and so one of the first things that if I was elected that I would do is ask the students what they want. That's a big thing. A personal goal of mine would be to maybe fix up some things around the school. Some of the paint we have on the walls is starting to look old, so more modernizing what we see every day. So trying to modernize what we have. And then getting students involved with different things. We don't have a lot of student involvement in SGA, student body wise, just people in SGA helping. So I would try to get the entire student body to assist in helping SGA, being a part of SGA in what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Elijah. Sub question. How do you plan to implement these changes?
So getting help from students, going through the proper administration, so talking to whoever the SGA advisor might be, getting approval from Dr. Sturgill to do these things. That's the biggest way I would try to implement those. But student help, like I said, I've said it so many times, it's important. So that's one of the biggest ways to implement those.
Thank you. I have some personal questions based off your answers. We'll start with Jackson. So you're implementing a freshman mentorship program.
Right.
How does the pairing of those two people look like? And yeah.
Right, that's a good question. So that's actually kind of what I've gotten the most, I guess, feedback on is how we're going to pair those up. So it's going to be boy, girl, girl. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of requirements for the seniors. I don't want just anybody showing little falcons how to be a big falcon. So there's going to be some requirements there. And then I had a specific person come to me and said, "Hey, my little brother's going to be a freshman this year. What if I want him to have me?" I said, "It's a great idea. So you can request that when you fill it out. I want to be with a specific person, whether it's a cousin, a brother, just a family friend, whatever." There's going to be a lot of. It's going to be hard to be in it, and because of the work, the seniors are going to be rewarded with community service. Because they are serving the community, and yeah, I think it'll be a very influential process for upcoming people. It'll show them how to be a falcon and not, trash bathrooms and things of that nature. So,
Thank you, Jackson. For my next personal question for Savion, you say that you plan to improve bathroom health. As in putting new soap dispensers up and toilet paper. While I don't feel as qualified to speak on this subject, I'll hand it to Dr. Sturgill. But I do believe, while possible, might not be exactly the role of student body government.
Hopefully the bathrooms are well supplied. Anytime you all, as candidates or student body, see anything that is not well supplied, let me know. We will make sure we do have toilet paper and soap in the bathrooms. I know there's been some issues, as you've mentioned, with some of the folks not treating things respectfully in the bathroom, i.e. the soap dispensers. They are every bathroom has been inspected, and those are either installed or on their way. So, Sabian, I thank you for bringing that to part of our attention. We'll make sure that is taken care of. And I do want to hear from the candidates and the student body for any issues that they may have.
Do you have anything to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That was not the only part of my campaign. That is part of it, but also just cleaning up the school in general, like things that I can do, like getting the pressure washing done and stuff like that, Also, along with that, like, I still think, I don't know what y'all think about that, but the vocational funding and stuff like that, I still think that is very much possible. And that's the other parts of it, and that wasn't the only part, wasn't just the bathroom stuff. Yeah.
Yes. As SGA, we can host lots of events that we encourage people of vocational come and, like our fall festival, they can come and sell. So keeping more stuff like that, I think, is a great idea. So yeah, definitely. And washing the school and making it look clean and just something we can be proud of is a great thing. So, and questions for Elijah?
I can't think of anything right off.
Yeah, I can't either.
Anything you want to further elaborate on?
Yeah. Okay. Our next question will be the same order: main question, sub question. Jackson,
Yep.
Why should students consider voting for you?
Right, I think it's pretty simple. I've spent a lot of effort campaigning. I think most people here, definitely in this room, know I'm campaigning. I'd hope by now. I've put up flyers. I've done business cards. I've done pins. I think that itself has proven dedication. But since I was a freshman, I represented my class, and because of that, I've represented my school. I've had good mentors. Like Gabe right here. I'm part of your cabinet as we speak. So I think I have real life applicable knowledge on how to run the SGA. I can plan a prom. I could plan a pep rally. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. So yeah, I think pretty cut and dry. I've done it before, so I should do it again.
All right, and the sub question actually,
Yep.
we'll dive a little deeper into this. How does your experience / lack of experience help in SGA?
Right. So I'm gonna be more on the experience side. So my experience has, like I kind of said a second ago, it's shown me how to do it. I've had good examples. Jonathan, Ethan, you. Those were my people when I was coming up. So I've watched them very closely. Because I've always planned. I mean, since I ran for governor freshman year, I've planned to run for president. So this is a long time coming. And I think this experience is really gonna it's gonna have space for change, space for improvement, but it's also gonna keep the good stuff happening. There's a lot of good things that happen in school events, believe it or not. So I'd like to keep those happening and try to kind of bring up the parts that aren't as on the par. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jackson. Savion, why should students consider voting for you?
Like Jackson's been doing, I've been campaigning a lot, been putting up as many posters as I could get up. Been going around talking to people, asking people what they seriously want. I've been talking more like one-to-one with people and going to classes and actually campaigning class to class and stuff like that. And I have not as much experience, but I do still have experience with knowing how to get stuff done and getting fundraisers done and stuff like that and being a student leadership team. So I have somewhat the experience, but I will admit not as much as Jackson Hilton has. But I still do think I am qualified for this position and can get as much stuff done as I could possibly need to and want to. And I feel like I am very, very qualified for this, even if I don't have as much. I think people should vote for me because I am going to be going for mostly like what people want and things like that, and not only what I want and things like that. And yeah.
And for the sub question, how does your experience / lack of experience in SGA help?
Well, my experience helps because I've been in student leadership team. I know how to get the stuff done. I know how to talk to people. I know how to really organize the things and get stuff organized and done. Because like we've done in student leadership team, we've got a lot of events set up. Where the reason that we have a field day now, as Falcon Friday. We also was the ones that organized what was going to be in this room, the student lounge. We set up the trick or treat event. We've set up all the Christmas decoration stuff. We gave out hot chocolate. We've organized all those things, all those events. We've done a lot more events like Easter, the Easter egg hunt, and all that stuff. We all together helped organized. And I feel like if I've been a part of that, that's a good amount of experience. I've been also in SGA, but I ran for governor in freshman year, I think it was, and I won it, but they didn't think that I was, I guess, taking it seriously, and I told them I was, but they still didn't take me in. So I could have been in it, but then I went for student leadership instead of SGA. So I still think I have a good amount of experience.
Yes, thank you, Savion. I would like to add, as defending my past presidents, I do believe any governor that is asked to leave their position is solely based on attendance of the meetings. So, yes. And then, Elijah, the question for you. Why should students consider voting for you?
Students should consider voting for me because, like I said, I'm going to listen to student voices. That's the biggest part of why I want to be an SGA president. And I'm just going to listen, and I have SGA experience. My freshman year, I was a member. I wasn't able to be at a lot of the meetings because they were after school, but I did see the inside of the SGA, so I know how it goes and the process. So I think that's the main reason why students should vote for me.
Thank you. And the sub-question, how does your experience / lack of experience in SGA help?
So I'm going to focus on my lack of experience. That's what I'm going to focus on here. So being a 4-H member, that focuses on leadership skills and communication skills. So I think I've attended several leadership conferences over the past 3 years that has shown me the main components of being a good leader. And that does not just come down to being SGA president. That's being a leader for everybody, for anything. So I think being a 4-H member and seeing those conferences and people with experience speaking about leadership, that is going to allow me to be a good leader. And also bringing in the outsider to SGA. Like I said, I am a current member, but last year I was not a part of SGA. So I think bringing in an outside voice to SGA would be very beneficial for the school.
Thank you. I would like to add, I do believe all three of you are great role model and have great leadership potential. Yes. Do you have any questions for the? Okay. My question that I would have asked is actually the next question, which goes for all of you. So we'll start with Jackson. How will you communicate with the student body?
Right, that's a great question. So one of the first ways I mentioned in my speech was anonymous request box. That was more for the student body. That's for the everyday man. That's not for the SGA member as much as it is everybody else. It's anybody. It's just going to be a box in the lunchroom. If you come to school, you can say something about it. So that'll be that first thing I do. And then the announcements page. I believe that was one of the things you wanted to bring when you became president. And I'd love to keep using that. That's a huge way to reach out to people. If you don't hear an announcement, I mean, sometimes they're hard to hear. They go by fast. Like I'm talking too fast right now, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. The announcements kind of go by fast, so having that in writing is it's huge. It's very nice because I have early dismissal and late arrival, so I don't hear anything over the intercom during first or fourth block. So having literally an announcement, I can just check my email and it'll be right there. That's huge, and I plan to continue using that. So yeah, those are two of the ways I'd like to communicate.
Thank you. And the sub question: how will you get feedback / ideas from the student body?
Right. So I think SGA meetings, that's one of the best ways to get feedback, because as they are now, they are open. If you look at the announcements when they say we have an SGA meeting, it's to current members and people interested in joining. So anyone who wants to be in SGA or is in SGA can come to a meeting and voice their opinion. So that's one way. Make sure if you have an opinion that you want to voice, you come in, because they are open to everybody. And then like that request box, if you don't want to be in SGA, because you don't have to be in SGA for me to hear your voice, that request box. And then that last way would be just text me. I think I'm pretty easy to reach out to, or I believe so. You can usually find my Instagram or my Snapchat or whatever, however you can get a hold of me or anybody. I just think communication is important, and I take it very seriously. And I think those are a couple ways I'd like to improve that. So.
Okay, one thing I'd like to add to yours
Right.
is, yes, the meetings are open to everyone. Whether anyone can come to the meetings, whether the intention is joining the club or just voicing an opinion or being there for very important decisions that are being made. So I do encourage every person at volunteer to come to the meetings. As we all know, prom is coming up. Lots of mixed opinions. I would just like to say SGA has your best in mind, and you just have to trust. It'll be really cool, and yeah. So, but if you have an opinion that you feel needs to be voiced, please come to the meetings. You don't have to want to be a member. Just come. Also, you can reach out to me. So yeah. Savion, how will you communicate with the student body?
Like I said, with the town hall type idea, the town hall type meetings that I said, like having like whoever wants to, like it already is, like whoever wants to add ideas, even if they don't want to be in SGA, like they could come to a meeting or something and propose ideas. They could come straight to me, like Jackson, and also they could just like I'd like to go around and ask people, because that's my main thing, is like a lot of people, it seems, and a lot of people in general, like don't 100% just come straight to the people, and like sometimes you have to ask them the question to really figure out what they want and what the people want. And that's the main things I would probably do, is go around and ask, see if they have any ideas just themselves without asking, town hall type meetings, and just wait for ideas proposed. Yeah.
Very well said. I do think it's important that the next president is very approachable. I think you are very approachable, and I think people would be very reassured and confident to come ask for your help and opinion. So, but the sub question: how will you get feedback and ideas from the students?
Again, asking questions would be my main way. Maybe mainly going to a big group of people, sitting down, talking to them like one-to-one each person, because I do that, and I've done that, and I do that quite a bit. I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of the problems that I've actually written down and talked about right in this this speech and this everything here is actually, a lot of it is problems that people have came to me and told me about and said that they really want that fixed. And so I was like, okay, then I'll come here and I will try to fix these things for you. And that's why I'm here. I'm here for the people, and I'm here to fix the things that the people want, and also just things that I see that needs to be fixed.
Thank you, Savion. Okay, Elijah, how will you communicate with the student body?
So I know currently there's Google Forms that go out, but I would have a Google form that is opened all year for student feedback. I think that's a good way for students to voice their opinions. Google Forms are very beneficial. That is a good resource to use. So Google Forms, and I would task the SJ members with talking to the class that they represent. And bringing those ideas back to SJ meetings, or inviting those people that they've talked to the SJ meetings to voice their opinions. So I think that's one main way to get student feedback.
Thank you. How will you get feedback / ideas from the students you serve?
So like I said, tasking SJ members and governors with bringing those ideas back, talking to students directly, asking them what they want, what they need. I'm only here 2 days a week right now, so I would try to show my face more here at the school, which I try to do anyways, but just getting their students' voices by Google Forms, and my cabinet and SJ members bringing those ideas back to the meetings.
Thank you, Elijah. Sergio, do you have any?
It's probably more of a comment since we're just about at a time. But one of my first memories of being at Volunteer High School, I still had my boxes of stuff to unpack and set up in my office. The student body president was already there scheduling a meeting to making sure her ideas were heard. Sarah, great job. And guys, I expect the same thing with you guys, that constant communication with administration, with staff, with the SGA sponsors, to make sure we're all on the same page, that we're all communicating ideas, and that we're all working together. So whichever one of you three wins, I look forward to working with every one of you.
So due to time restraints, we're just going to ask the main question and not the sub-question for this next question. Yes, and try to speak a little fast. Jackson, what makes you stand out as a candidate?
My experience. I've been here. I've shown that I'm going to show up. I just think that kind of speaks for itself. I have represented this school, and I will represent this school in the future. I take a lot of pride in, like I said before, my cabinet supports me, and I take a lot of pride in the school, and I want to improve that as much as possible, so I think that makes me stand out my experience.
Thank you, Jackson. Savion, what makes you stand out as a candidate?
Came from a very, very odd past. A lot of people maybe not have been through, a lot of people may have been through, but I feel like those things may have made me a very strong person, very strong leader, and I feel like I could be a very good leader for SGA president, and that would really help in my student leadership team skills, and things that I've got from doing all that would really help for me being president.
Thank you, Savion. And lastly, Elijah, what makes you stand out as a candidate?
I think my leadership abilities and leadership skills help me stand out as the candidate, best candidate, and also my community involvement and getting people to participate in the community and student body. I think that is what makes me stand out as a candidate.
Thank you. I'd like to shake each one of your hands. You've done an outstanding job this morning. Once again, voting will open at 10:15 and will close at 2:30. So make sure you vote. Every vote matters today. So thank you guys for watching, and go to the polls.